Hello, Harriadnie.
Hello.
Now, am I allowed to call you Harry?
You can call me Harry.
Are you sure?
Yep, or
Okay.
Harry Beau, or...
Harry Beau. This is where we met. This is what happened when we met.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I can't remember.
I said to you, Harriadnie Beau. I'm sure some comedian
yes.
says, "Oh, you must be very sweet, Harry Beau, sweet." Yeah. Pass the sick bucket and whatever
How did I
else.
forget that one?
I know, goodness me, I thought to myself, Alex, what are you thinking? She must have heard this one time and time again. What's going on? So, for those of our audience out there who don't know, what do you do?
I've got quite a few things now that I do, from modelling, presenting, singing, bit of acting, but my main role is modelling.
Right.
I'm trying to work my way up to the top. I'm now known as an international model, so it's getting out there more and more, and I'm the face of quite a lot of companies around the world.
Oh,
So
would we have heard of any?
There's Face On magazine, which is worldwide.
Yep.
The well-known Sugar Hut from The Only Way is Essex.
Oh,
That
blimey.
club, I'm
Yeah.
the face of the club. HMH Couture, which is an international designer to Cheryl Cole. There's quite a few.
Now, the thing is, you brought up The Only Way is Essex, so this is your chance to do your greatest hits in terms of questions that you're asked. You turned down being in The Only Way is Essex.
I did.
So the
yeah.
Reader's Digest version, why was that?
I just see the route. If you go into The Only Way is Essex, it is a reality TV show, so you would get known for who you are within the show.
Yeah.
However, my role in my career is very widespread. It's not just to one thing, because it could have got me very well known. I could have been quite a big face in the UK. However, I want to work very hard, and I've got to quite a good standard without an agency and just us two. And we've worked on it till 3 a.m. at times, and it's been really hard.
And Mum's in the studio. Is she a bit of a slave driver?
Do you know what? She does most of the work herself. So she does all the PR for me. She's brilliant. So that's why I turned it down, because I think we've done so much that it would have been such a good break for me, yes. But why not carry on where we're going? We're heading in so many different directions.
And it's got to be said, people can find you on Facebook, and, and you actively encourage us, of course. And it's amazing the number of celebrities that you're actually getting to meet and network with. And obviously, for those in the marketing spiel, will say that you're building your brand here. And I mean, you're very aware of your playing the game to win here.
Without a doubt. I know that I need to build my brand. I know that I need to market myself. I know that I don't even look at myself as a person anymore. I look at myself as a brand, and it is just about me getting myself out there, doing as much as I can, and getting known.
Fantastic. Now, Harry, let's get on to this survey here. I shall read bits out here from it. Most women would prefer to pay for their dinner on a first date and would not accept the offer from a man to carry her bags, according to new figures. Very few women said they would accept a seat on public transport if offered by a man, nor accept a gentleman's coat on a cold day. And considering the weather out there at the moment, that amazes me. Now, this is a survey by soct.co.uk. And I mean, we'll get into the figures, because we like stats here on Peterborough FM. 82% of women say they would prefer to pay for their dinner on a first date. 52% say they would happily pay for the entire bill on a first date. I've never met them women out there, I'll tell you that. 89% of women said they would not take up the offer from a man to carry their bag. And 78% would not accept a coat from a man on a cold day. Now, has any of that ever happened to you?
I don't think any woman expects to go on a first date and pay for her meal. It's just a little bit, just doesn't seem very traditional. But modern day society does seem to have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, girls now, they don't seem to even go on dates. You just seem to...
How's it work
form
then?
a
I'm sorry, I'm out of
relationship.
practice. I've been living with the same woman for 20 years and married with her for 10, so coming up to 11, as she'll tell me. But there we
That's
go.
the way it should be.
Yeah.
But I have had gentlemen say to me, I've spoken to men who are, 19, and I've spoken to men who are a bit older, 26, and those 26-year-olds seem to say to me, right, I'll take you out on a day, and blah, blah, blah. The 19-year-olds, I've had one say to me, oh, we'll go to McDonald's. And you think, oh,
salubrious establishment.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd rather have my food without the ammonia in the burgers, yes. Okay.
However, I have met other younger guys who do have morals that are a bit more traditional and we'll
Yeah.
go to a nice meal. And I personally wouldn't go on a date with somebody and I'd offer to pay. But I would be a little bit offended, I guess, if a man on a first date said to me, no, like the bill's on you or you can pay. I just don't think that's very...
I find that amazing.
Yeah.
I find that amazing that 52% would happily...
52, it's a high number as well.
Half.
Yeah.
Half.
Over half.
One in two people in that nightclub would pay for all
Ridiculous.
the meal, gentlemen. Goodness me.
And like not accepting a man's jacket outside. I mean, I've been outside and someone's offered me a jacket and I've said, oh no, it's fine. But then I think always in the back of your mind, you're thinking, no, please offer again because I'm freezing. But it's just nice to obviously turn it down. But I think every woman in the back of their head's thinking, well, surely.
Crazy, isn't it?
It is very
I mean,
crazy.
that was the thing. Only 34% of women said they expect men to open doors for them.
Oh, see, I watched that as well. If
Yeah.
a man doesn't open a door for me, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
He's gone.
I wouldn't
He's
see him
out of
again.
here. He's out of here. You're gone, boy.
He'll
You're
be gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's strange.
I mean, I know a lot of men and women always make the case that you have the situation where they will open a door for a woman with the pram who just sails through and just has this sort of, like she's got blinkers on and isn't aware that anyone's ever done anything for them. And my viewpoint on that is, well, what were you expecting? You know, why were you doing something for what you were expecting out of it? I know a mere thank you, it costs nothing, but why would you be surprised when someone didn't?
No,
you know? It is one of those things that these people are probably in the zone thinking of all sorts of bits and pieces, like, you know, where they've got to get to next, how are they going to traverse the next set of stairs when they've got a pram and whatever else. So it's one of these things where I think it's got to be put in balance. Now...
I think men and women are equal. However, there are certain things that women are better at than others, and the men at certain things, and men are better at certain stuff than women. However, I don't think I think by this article, it seems to be that women are trying to take the independent role, but too much. They're trying to sort of say, no, I don't want anybody's help. But I think it's nice to help each other, really. I mean...
Listen to this one. 8% say they would take up the offer of a seat if a man offered it.
So I think that's horrendous.
So, I mean, this is public transport, I'm assuming. Only 8%. So we're talking 92%. 9 out of 10 women would not accept a seat if offered
That's
to them.
bizarre. I mean, that's sexist. I mean, just because he's offered it. That's...
Even better. In London, this figure was only 2%. So if we're talking about the
That's
tube...
crazy.
So that's one woman in 50 would take the offer of it.
I guess it's
crazy.
a woman's way of trying to say, no, I can do this, but I'm not sure. It's just a bit strange.
The survey also came up with some surprising answers. Here's something which I find not surprising. 98% say they would like to be bought flowers. So women are still into flowers.
Yeah, do you know what? It is the first thing that I wait for. I wait a week and then I think, right, where are my flowers? I've been dating a bloke for about 4 weeks and not got a bunch of flowers. And I had to say to him in the end, where are my flowers? I think
I used to be
expect
potted
it.
plants. Potted plants was my scene or whatever, because I was saying, well, why would I buy you flowers? Because I don't want our love to wither and die like a bunch of flowers.
Yes, but you put a fake one in there so that when when the last one dies, that's when our love will stop. But the last one will never die because it's fake.
Oh,
see the romantics.
You've got this down to a T. So, and to sort of say what you've actually said, only 32% had actually received flowers in the past 12 months.
Do you know what doesn't really surprise me?
1 in 3, only 1 in 3 gentlemen. Oh. Thing is, there's a lot of women who tell me if a guy suddenly buys them flowers out of the blue, they immediately think
Done something wrong.
Suspicious. What's gone on there?
I think if it's at the start though, and then you sort of do it randomly. But if it's at the start, it's okay. But admittedly, if it's about 8 months down the line, you are going to be a bit like, oh God, what's he been up to then?
Is he right? Was it a better time in the past? I remember you were saying earlier about the 19-year-olds who thought the essence of romance was a mac with fries.
Yeah, I think it's also about parents as well. If parents are very traditional, then their children are likely to be traditional. I've been brought up by, my parents are a lot older than other parents of kids my age, but I have got very strong like traditional views. I like to have a door open for me, and I think that tradition is changing. I mean, a lot of my friends that are my age, they say to me, "Oh, you expect to be treated like a queen," but it isn't. I expected to be like a queen.
Is that guys or gals who
Girls?
say, it's girls who say that you.
Yeah.
So their standards have dropped, if anything.
Yeah.
Ooh. But so, I mean, this is the thing. The guy is actually saying that automatic suspicion if somebody's nice to somebody.
It is refreshing. I'd say it's refreshing, not necessarily suspicious. But I wouldn't get suspicious if a man said to me like, "Oh, would you like to go to dinner?" All gentlemanly things, open a door for me. However, it is quite refreshing to see it nowadays. I mean, but then again, women are different as well. I was in a club a little while ago and women were saying to men at the bar, "Please buy me a drink."
You're joking.
And I've never been so appalled. I would never ask. In that sense, I would rather say to my, I will buy a drink for myself if I'm at a bar.
Yeah.
But girls were standing next to me going, "Oh, let's flirt with him to get him to buy us a drink." And I think, what is going on?
I'm having flashbacks to the 80s now.
Has it always,
young lady. Yeah.
has it always been like that? Or
Do you know, this is what's I'm just searching my memory for, because I mean I worked in a pub and it was the pub where all the young trendies
so
used
you would
to
have
be.
seen it all.
Yeah, I saw it all as basically a spectator, because me, trendy, never. and it was, I'm trying to piece it back together, and I think there were certain women who you knew were out there with the buy us a drink, and it was not going to lead anywhere, shall we say?
Yeah.
And then it was one of these things where guys, if they weren't asked to, would they buy a drink, would offer.
Yeah.
And that tended to be your first step towards starting a dialogue, a communication, seeing whether you got anything in common whatsoever. So perhaps it's not that different.
So it's pretty
in 30
similar,
years.
yeah.
It's just that it seems to boil down to the whole aspect of what romance is, and is romance valid? I mean,
Really a respect thing. I mean, if it's like anybody, if you saw a random person in the street, would you open the door for them? Yes. But I think most people probably would. If somebody needed help or was carrying a lot of bags, you'd open the door for them. So why are women just being so, I don't know what the word is, but very headstrong about a man opening the door for them? I don't get why so many women would say no to it.
And it sort of almost shows this cynical aspect to society, that nobody does anything for nothing anymore.
Yes.
There's always got to be an
People seem to
ulterior
think
motive.
that.
Which
I don't believe that's correct.
I mean, have you ever been in that situation where you think, "Oh, too much"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
right.
definitely. But I don't think you should always be suspicious. I think if you've always are suspicious, then you could go through life just always worrying constantly. You've got to have I mean, it is about dropping your guard at sometimes. You have to, don't you, really?
Sometimes certain things have to be taken.
Yeah, always
on
be
trust.
wary, but never be so suspicious you won't accept a drink or won't do this. And
So this is Peterborough.FM. I'm Alex G, and you're at the return of the New Romantics. I'm here with Harriadnie Beau, the super fashion model, or the fashion supermodel. I'm not sure which way around we do the term, but there we go. Just about at the end of our hour. Hasn't time flown?
it's gone very quick.
So what's on your agenda this week? And anything unusual to tell the frenzied masses out there?
Not unusual. I've got a lot of photo shoots. I'm off to Milan soon. I've got...
Is it snowing in Milan?
Do you know what? I don't know. I guess it is. I don't know. Does it snow in Italy?
I think they have that sort of thing somewhere.
I know it
yes.
snows in Sicily.
Yeah.
But not sure. But if it is, that'll still be amazing. And I've got an editorial shoot for the cover of a magazine.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and
yes.
Face On magazine is going into the shops.
Yeah.
It's going on the shelves, so of the supermarket. So that's quite exciting.
So
really.
people will actually be able to get it.
Yeah, and read my column in it.
You've got a column in there
I
as
have,
well.
yeah. I talk about beauty secrets.
Yeah.
And there's just a column about beauty, hair, makeup,
Fantastic.
girly things.
Well, it's all good stuff. Well, Harry, thank you so much for joining us. I don't know where
thank you.
where